I'm genuinely excited for the day that we get to see him play those two champions in UNL. Because I want to see how, like, just how the games go, really, if he's allowed either of those two champions.
Uh-huh.
Have we got
Do we have sound?
the replay?
Oh wait, the stream is playing in the stream.
Oh, right, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
got it now.
we're looking like we're gonna get an invade on the level 1 here from A51. All 5 members gonna get spotted out by the ward in the tri-bush, though. Nice defensive warding from Teasums. Should enable all the members of our Aquarium to escape to pretty relative safety.
We do see a ward coming in here though, as well, trying to just keep vision up.
But there is also the counter invade in the top side jungle. Maybe a potential red steel, but no, I think the 0-3 Hill Jr. just going to back off. Just going to get a little bit of information, ward up Ezzy's jungle, and just take himself back off to his own blue buff. But both teams going to know where the other jungler starts.
Which is good information to have. We could still see, you know, the Hall Junior here going over. Actually, no, Ezzy's doing the red start.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Vi into Hecarim, as a jungler, Stuart, I have to ask this question because jungle's one of the roles in League that interests me the most, but I just suck at it, right? How does Vi into Hecarim work? Like, who should win that matchup?
I'm pretty sure the Vi should be winning the matchup. So, if you're looking at like the clear speeds, Vi would fall behind. Overall, because you know Hecarim, he does just zoom around. He can't just go from camp to camp.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to say it's
going
interesting.
from camp to camp, we're gonna see a full 3 camp top side from the 0-3 Hall Jr. Just the two, just the red buff and the Raptors. As we see a hook coming through onto Teasums, gonna take a few rockets to the back of the head. Nothing fatal, no summoners burned.
Yeah. Got to say, I find it interesting to see the way that Hall Junior is clearing. Mainly because this is most likely going to be a 5 camp clear, whereas starting on the red side allows for a more difficult 6 camp clear, which is nice to get that level 4 at roughly the same time as another jungler could do a 5 camp clear.
Intriguing. We're going to see a bit of an engage here on the bot side. Trev and Teasums pushing forward a little bit with the Winter's Bite onto Vins, but more damage really going to be traded onto Brian.
Simeone also backing up a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, needing to play a little bit safe in that mid lane. Kayle, as everyone probably knows, not the best champion pre-level 6. Hell, even pre-level 11.
I mean, there is the joke. Kayle doesn't become useful until 16.
Yes, I mean, can we get the what's the Cassadin copy pasta for like leveling up?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest.
Because I remember seeing it spammed every time like Cassadin gets picked in pro. Hook just going wide from Brian, and Brian taking a tower shot actually dangerously low on the Blitzcrank, and they're going to go forward onto Vin's. Winter's Bite connects, but Glacial Augment on the Power Fist gonna be just enough to disengage. Meanwhile, Ezzy is down here taking away the Krugs, and we could see a jungle v jungle 1v1.
Ezzy coming round the back here.
Just pathing out to safety. Don't think he wants to look for anything, knowing that the 0-3 Hill Jr. is in the area.
No, most likely not, and it's a good shout as well. And we did see the Hecarim, you know, recalling there. Passing towards the mid lane here.
Big damage in the mid lane from Dabis. But in the top lane, Bedamu seems to be pretty chunked out. The Camille passive coming in massively handy there, though, on the trade, giving that massive magic shield. And if we look at the state of the game so far, 5 minutes in, it's about a 500 gold lead for the side of Area 51, coming purely from CS numbers. CS leads virtually everywhere across the map. And now we're going to see Brian running forward towards Trev and Teasums. There's going to be a bit of a fight here, but are Aura going to be able to disengage? It looks like they're just about getting out. A zap to the back of Trev, but it's, again, not nearly enough to even force a summoner.
Yeah, not enough to finish anyone off, not enough to actually put big pressure down, you know. But we do see the setup for the Drake here. Brian going to help out Ezzy, making sure that, you know, this is uncontested. In the meantime, we do see Hall Jr. just kind of sitting around his chickens.
I think he's just cleared those on the respawn, pathing up towards his top side. But interestingly, like, we talked about how these two comps kind of want a team fight as the game goes on, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I certainly didn't expect the early game to be this quiet. I thought we might see a little bit more action. And speaking of action, Ezzy going on to the 0-3 Hall Jr. Not a full fight, just a bit of a trade. Minion's going to get pulled out of mid lane.
Oh, that was a funny thing to see.
Just going to get yeeted away from his friends, but it's fine.
You're a jungle minion now.
Simeone ticking over to that level 6. Big CS disadvantage in the mid lane, though. About 15 CS already. Dabis really asserting his dominance in the mid lane.
Well, I mean, Dabis is quite a known lane bully, so this isn't hugely surprising.
No, and Syndra into Kayle is definitely a very nice matchup in terms of the laning phase for the Syndra.
I mean, you can completely counteract the Syndra ult with the Kayle ult.
Yes.
But it's getting to that stage in the first place.
Yeah, in fact, they are both level 6, so Christian Simeone going to be breathing a little bit easier as of right now. But which team is going to be the first one to make the mistake or make the play that really starts to get them ahead in this game? The Hextech Drake pickup for Area 51, very, very nice. I actually think if you're just getting one Drake, Hextech is probably one of the best ones. I don't know.
Yeah,
I really like Hextech Drake's stats.
Yeah, same. That passive, the passive stats from it are
they're
really
good.
nice, especially compared to the likes of I don't know, like a Cloud Drake or something, you know. While still impactful, it doesn't seem as much value.
No, but I mean, a dragon that gives attack speed, like, every champion in the game is going to benefit from that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can benefit from that a lot. Like, you see the amount of times where there's a fight and someone will escape on a sliver of HP, like sometimes even single digits. You have that little bit higher attack speed, and maybe it makes the difference in you getting that last auto attack off and then flashing away and living on 7 HP.
Well, there is that, but it's, hold on, if I remember correctly, it's not just an attack speed bonus.
No, it's
like
some kind of ability haste as well, I think.
Yeah, and it's flat ability haste as well.
Which is really nice. I think it's like, is it like 3 ability haste and 6% attack speed?
Something like that. It's not a huge thing, but you know, it's enough to be
it couldn't afford to be a huge thing considering it's a single Drake buff rather than a soul. But speaking of Cloud Drakes, there's one coming up in about a minute and a half, which means we're gonna get a good soul. We're not gonna get Cloud Soul. We're not gonna get Hextech Soul, which is disgusting. But the three of the most potent initial Elemental Drake souls on the table here.
The Cloud Drake?
No. I'm saying Cloud can't be the soul, so it's either going to be Infernal, Ocean, or Mountain.
Oh, sorry, I must have misheard you there. Yeah, Cloud Soul. Yeah, Soul. Sorry.
Hextech Soul is just broken, but those 3 are all really going to be nice for either of these teams to claim. But still, a pretty passive, heavy farm-focused early game. which is very much favoring Area 51. I mean, look at the Jinx, look at the Syndra, both nearly 30 CS now ahead of their counterparts.
With the comp that they have, I'm wondering if something like the Infernal Soul might not be a good thing for them to end up with.
I mean, Infernal's just good. Just having more damage is great. Like, it's never going to be a bad thing. But I'm looking at these two comps, and we're seeing the lead obviously start to stretch out a little bit for A51 from pure CS numbers alone. Because no kills, no towers, 10.5 minutes into this game. You begin to feel like, just because of the amount of CS that's being picked up by these A51 members, they're going to spike up onto their mythics so much sooner.
And then be able to pick up maybe like a kill or
yeah,
so
and it could just ignite it could just be the spark that blows the game wide open into Area 51's favor. We are going to see Vins being engaged on here by Teasums and Trev. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow are going to come down. Glacial Fissure as well. And Vins is exhausted up. Going to go down. Teasums grabbing first blood as the Cloud Drake falls. Brian getting stunned up as well under his tower. Trev tanking up, but the Mana Shield gonna keep Brian alive. Ezzy, a new challenger, approaches, and he is gonna claim one. Teasum's gonna fall as well, trying to trade back on Brian, but it's not quite gonna go through. Ezzy taking one, Brian taking another, but Teasum's grabbing the first blood for himself.
That was brilliantly executed on the side of Area 51. You know, you saw Aura trying to go for that punishing pick there. They saw the Blitz wasn't in the lane. We can collapse. We can get the first blood. But you know, taking those tower shots, trying to pick up Brian as well, I feel is what ultimately ended up causing.
Oh, and now
them
Christian Simeone gets the Divine Judgment down just in time.
That was the play. That was the play we were talking about. Kayle ult, counters, Syndra ult.
However, I'm pretty sure Syndra ult is on a lower cooldown than Kayle ult. So Davis is going to have a window. Christian Simeone, though, not even going to wait for the window. Going to have his flash blown by the Syndra. Brian waiting in the wings, but no, it's just Davis with a flash Dark Sphere, securing the solo kill in the mid lane. We're now seeing ults burned in the top lane as Elmer Patchy firing out the Slicing Maelstrom just to kill the wave and force Bedomu away. But he's now at risk. Ezzy and Brian not going to be able to find anything. But we've definitely started to get some of that action that we wanted to see.
Well, yes. I mean, this is the kind of explosive plays that we needed to see, to kind of, you know, open up things properly.
Yeah. The map definitely starting to open itself up, but again, it's just all of the action seems to be favoring Area 51.
Yeah, those those answered 2 kills in the bot lane to make up for the first blood. Then the pick on Simeone with a KO. It's turning into a slight fiesta, and you know, like you said, it's being somewhat one-sided.
Yeah, somewhat definitely the word. Looking at it as well, even though Teasums has that first blood, as we see Bedomu looking forward for Christian Simeone here, not going to find anything. But if we look at Teasums and Vins as an example here, Teasums obviously picked up the first blood, 100 CS in 14 minutes. He's not doing too bad for himself. He is still very far behind this Jinx, who is sitting with a cull now, with about halfway through a cull. Gale Force completed. Scatter the Weak, and really unfortunately timed there from Davis as it's cancelled out by the Onslaught of Shadows, but the 0-3 Hall Jr. not going to be able to do anything with that Fear. And that's a big cooldown blown about at 2 minutes before Dragon. He will have that back up for a team fight. But if they want to look for any kind of picks or anything before the Drake actually hits the Rift, it might be a bit more difficult now for Aura.
I would say it's even more than just a little bit more difficult. I mean,
disgusting.
It really is. Whoever thought that, just having, normal kit true damage was a good idea?
Yeah. What you doing,
But
right?
but yeah, going back to what you said before, I would even go so far as to say that having the Call of the Week cooldown being popped from Hal Jr.
Hmm.
It's a huge thing. It's a major thing. It's for these picks, for these engages, for these ganks, it's a vital thing for him to have.
Yeah,
And for
definitely.
that to be missing in the toolkit, it makes things a lot more difficult.
Rift Herald going to be popped down here into the bot lane as Trev going to get hooked back forward as he blocks off the Vault Breaker from Teethams, but he's going to get knocked up by the Assault and Battery. His jungler's already gone, and now it's just an escape mission for Aura. But no, the Kennen
I'm
teleport, the
Apache.
Slicing Maelstrom, not quite going to pick anyone up. Ezzy and Brian escaping on a sliver, and now Vinz gets the resets. He rockets one, the hook. Rocket grabs a second, delivering a kill to Dabis. Brian trading his own life, but it's a 3-for-1 in the bot lane for Area 51.
Wow, wow! Just another amazing execution from Area 51 there. We see we see the engage from the side of Aura. They try to make a strong play, um, push into the tower. See then we see the engage, overextended. Hal Jr. falls, and the team fighting potential was just this is what I mean. This is exactly as I was saying on the back of it. You have the ultimate from Hal Jr. being down. It's a major thing, and Area 51 they just seemingly took advantage of that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it was a really good play to start with for Area 51. Then when the Kellen teleport came in, it started looking a bit rocky. That Slicing Maelstrom really, really starting to do some work
mhm.
from Elm Apache. But
But
they
that
managed
doesn't
to
mean
kite.
that.
They managed to kite back, dodged out the damage, didn't lose anyone. Then got the Jinx her resets, and when a Jinx gets her resets is when she's at her most terrifying. And Vinz is now in a really commanding position to be able to take over this game. As another hook lands from Brian, Ezzy picks up
Oh,
another kill. And yeah, this Blitzcrank is really putting in the work.
no, Brian's on crack tonight. It seems.
Yeah, this Blitzcrank pick is just... Are we going to see another hook? Oh my god, Christian Simeone can't even get the Divine Judgment off before he goes down.
Ah,
It's like those hooks have got
things.
magnets in the end of them and they're just being pulled towards the members of Aura.
That's the third tower that's fallen now.
Mm.
Tier two, tier two in the mid lane. It looks like, with pressure that Bedamu is putting in top lane, that he's going to make sure that that's a fourth tower going to Area 51 as well.
Yeah, Area 51 really starting to stretch themselves a gold lead out here.
Mhm.
With this Rift
Mhm.
Herald 2 is going to open up and actually begin to enable this Rift Herald to threaten a potential inhibitor tower if the fight is good for Area 51. If they're able to find an avenue, we could see this Rift Herald used to crack the base of Off-Roll Aquarium. Something we don't normally see, to be honest. You don't normally see a Rift Herald being used to crack a base. You'll normally see a Rift Herald to crack a tier 1 or a tier 2. But such as the domination Area 51 have shown in this game.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that one. The only way that you generally tend to see, um, a base being threatened with it is if getting a second charge after you've already popped a tier two
Hmm.
with the Herald, which in itself is generally only a feat where you've already got pressure on the map. You are just extending that pressure, keeping that pressure on, and yeah, this is exactly what Area 51 are doing. They're getting these picks. Every slight mistake that Aura are making, every slight out of time that they're out of position, that they're overextended, they're punishing it, and it's not looking good for Aura so far. Doesn't
No.
mean they can't still be coming back into the game. And
I
we
mean,
do
with
have.
a Kale, with a Kennen, there is a
Hmm.
very scary team fight there. We're going to see Christian Simeone and Bedamu going 1 versus 1. Bed, one of the weaker members of Area 51 in this current game state with that 0-0-0 scored line. Especially when you compare it to his mid and his ADC. But that Camille definitely able to output some damage, and Ezzy now gonna sneak his way in. Does have the Assault and Battery, but you're gonna elect to not use it. Brian now joining the party, and this could spell trouble. Divine Judgment gonna come down, but it's, yeah, Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide as the Hextech Ultimatum comes down, locking up the off-roll Aquarium. Tizum's gonna answer 1-for-1, 2-for-1 in the fight now. Tizum's picking up a double kill. Bedamu gonna get stunned up. Christian Simeone going to try and finish off the Camille. Vins is going to drop to the concussive blows. Triple kill for Tizums. Can they continue on in this fight? 3-for-2 so far. The Ashe is scaled. The Ashe is ready. And now Dabis takes a slow scatter the weak, does not connect the sphere onto Tizums though, and it is just going to be off-roll Aquarium taking the fight 3-for-2. And honestly, if you're off-roll Aquarium, you take that right now.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, funny, you know, just as we're on the back of saying that while this is looking bad for off-roll Aquarium, that doesn't mean that they're out of the game, and they done exactly that. They proved
But you see it,
just that.
you see how they win right there. They use the Divine Judgment from Christian Simeone to buy time. They bought the time. Tizums, Trev, and Almapachi were all able to arrive. Ashe, Braum, and Kennen, champions with really, really big team fight impacting ultimates. And they bought the time to get them into the team fight so they could use those cooldowns and so they could control the area.
The only thing that you know you could say that they could have hopefully improved in that team fight there is
Ooh, another fight going to kick off though. Brian with a hook onto Trev, but the door is going to block it all. Bedamu looking for a flank. Hextech Ultimatum down on Christian Simeone, and Bedamu's just going to have to run. Escapes on a sliver, but no, the challenging smite ticking him down. Christian Simeone going to keep himself alive as he can't quite pick up that kill, and it's 2 for the Aquarium to start the fight off. Elmapachi going to fall in response. Dabis picks one up, but Brian knocked back. Concussive blows. Arrow onto Vins, going to keep the Jinx stunned and outputting damage. And it's just going to end as a 2-for-1, but the health bar advantage definitely on the side of off-roll Aquarium. Dabis the only real threat that can step forward on Area 51. All the while, though, Rift Herald was dropped mid lane and has just got a charge off on that inhibitor turret. So Christian Simeone having to go back and deal with it. Not going to be able to save the tower, but does have teleport in case of another fight.
We do see the teleport coming in here.
Double teleports, Bedamu teleporting into the Drake pit as well. And I don't know if Christian Simeone wants this. Divine Judgment going to come through though, and Brian is going to drop Slicing Maelstrom onto Bedamu. They're going to find a second quick kill. Elmapachi and Christian Simeone both very much chunked out though. Ezzy going to try and do what he can, is going to secure the dragon, is going to secure a double kill. Dabis picking up another, and now it's Tizums free firing. What can the Ashe do? The answer is not enough. And it's a triple kill for Ezzy, double kill for Dabis. 5-for-3 in favor of the aliens in the team fight. They get the Drake as well, so that's Ocean Soul on top of all of the other adversity that Aura are facing.
I feel like Aura may have just slightly overestimated the capabilities of their team in this fight. You know, nice attempt to stop the soul from going into the hands of Area 51, but you know there is still the advantage that Area 51 do have on the field. You know that can't just be ignored, and with you know so many critical things still being on cooldown in that fight, it didn't go the way that they were wanting it to.
I mean, you can understand why Off-Road Aquarium were eager to force that. They just want a team fight. I mean, they're looking good. The momentum seemed to be with them, but the power of the ocean has now betrayed the Aquarium. And they're going to have to fight into a Ocean Souled up Area 51, and with a 7-0 Syndra with 2.5 items at 24 minutes, that is a pretty steep mountain to climb. Maybe they can find something around this Baron though. Elmapachi with the Slicing Maelstrom could be massive, but no, the hook's going to come through. Slicing Maelstrom is going to go down, but he is just going to get blown to pieces. 5 versus 4, Aura. How are they going to be able to stop this Baron up Area 51 squad?
I'm not sure if they can.
Junior gets hooked as well.
Yes, the end was Hal Junior.
Onslaught of Shadows into the pit, but that's a half HP Baron. Your smite doesn't do that much damage, my friend. You can't smite for 6k.
No. See, that would have been the condition there. Hal Jr. using the ultimate to get into the Baron pit. Maybe, you know, trying to go for a cheeky steal. If he could have given himself the time path around to the back there, then he could have, you know, tried going over from the back. Bit riskier, just because of that Baron damage output. But the fear might have been able to proc, might have been able to actually stop um, uh, Eze from moving in and getting to do as he's wanting to do. But yeah, the Mapache pick from the Blitz opened it up, and then
Yeah.
followed by that Hal Jr. pick. It's just
Oh, and we're
it's
actually
not
looking
pleasant.
for a flank here with the base gates. You have to begin to feel now as well
He does
that
have the slicing maelstrom up as well.
this game may be starting to slip away from off-roll Aquarium at this point. 5 men Baroned up with about an 8,000 gold lead here for Area 51. You really feel like the game kind of hangs on either off-roll Aquarium pulling off a miracle at Elder, or Area 51 just making a mistake, just getting greedy, over-forcing for an objective, and just being somewhere they really just shouldn't be. But we've seen stranger things happen before in this league. I mean, we've seen Twitches get a pentakill around Baron and then still lose the game. And yeah, there have been some absolute crazy goings on in this league in the past, so I'm not willing to rule anything out, but this game definitely very Area 51 favored.
Yes, so far. Definitely agree. And I mean, it's not just in this league, you know. If we're looking at some of the pro leagues, Mad Lion, for example, having a 10k deficit, still managing to secure a win. Like, these things.
Do I have to mention Misfits stealing Elder Dragon last season and wiping G2 for the game win?
Well, see, that's
You know,
it's just examples like that.
That is kind of how Aura have to dig themselves out of this hole at this point. It is going to be a bit of a miracle if they manage it, but we will see if it happens. If I was a gambling man, my money would be very firmly on Area 51 right now. Brian has, I don't think he's missed a hook all game, except for that one on the minion in mid.
Yeah, we haven't seen any misses. I mean, that could just be confirmation bias, because
Yeah,
we've seen
could
the ones
very well.
land that you know actually matter.
Oh, he's moving forward. He's gonna. Oh, there's a miss. Okay. Commentator's curse. Commentator's curse. But you have to give so much credit to Brian for this game. His hooks have been instrumental in setting up Area 51 plays and pressure. 2 inhibitors already fallen. The top lane inhibitor's not going to be too much longer for this world. Maybe the tower is the only thing that falls. Arrow lands
get
onto
stunned.
Eze, but no one's going to engage because they can't see the rest of Area 51. And at this point, if you take a bad fight like that as Aura, and you lose it, the game is just over. Whereas, if you play safe, at least you have a chance.
And the inhibitor has respawned.
With Elder coming up in 30 seconds as well, that's a lot of pressure off the backs of the off-roll Aquarium.
Yes. Do you feel, you know, obviously Elder buff is such a huge, impactful buff with the extra damage and the like.
I mean, the fact you only have to deal 25, you only have to deal 75% of an enemy's health bar to kill them is kind of cracked. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, there is that, but the question that was going to come
on every champion as well, which is kind of nice.
The question I was going to ask.
Oh, as Brian hits another hook, but it's onto Trev. The Glacial Fissure going to do a lot of damage, and a Slicing Maelstrom is huge, but the knockback from the Scatter of the Weak, completely negating the Kennen Onslaught of Shadows onto the backline, going to split Area 51 up. Apache gets the Divine Judgment, but it's not going to catch him too many people. Dabis finds one, Vinz finds a second, there's a third, and the Jinx is excited. It's 2 apiece for Dabis and Vinz. Dabis finding the final blow. That's going to be the game. That's going to be Area 51 moving to, I believe, 6 and 5 in the standings. And a very, very much deserved victory. Area 51 looking in imperious form.
Yes. Aura not even letting the Nexus fall. They knew.